I've got a upgrade that's going to make this dust collector work much better.
Hit it! That's what I'm talking about.
Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
So what I've got here is a canister filter kit from Win. So what it does is it replaces the filter bag on the dust collectors. It comes with all the hardware required to mount this and replace that bag. But as you'll see in a minute, there are some dust collectors where you have to make some modifications too.
So the bottom of the filter replacement is 17.5 inches, where this one is 14 inches. So the bottom of the canister filter has a gasket. And what you have to do on dust collectors that have a smaller diameter base here is you've got to build what they call donuts. So first thing is I need to build one on the inside here, and then I will build a larger one that the bottom of the canister with the gasket will sit on, and then I'll screw through here to do this one, and then of course the smaller donut and the bigger donut will be attached via some wooden screws. So that's what we've got to do now, is we've got to build this. Now your dust collector may be a different size and your donut will vary. You may not even need the donut. You may have it large enough where it just sits inside. So that's what we got to do, is build out our donuts.
To make my donuts, I'm just using a scrap piece of 3/4 inch plywood. You could get some from the big box stores also. But what I need is two circles, so I'm just cutting them out, and I'm going to mark them here center. I need the larger one to be 15.5 inches, and then the smaller ring to be 13 3/4 inches. So once I get the center here marked, I'm going to use this makeshift center jig that's got a couple holes in it that I'm going to use to mark out my circles. And then I'm just using a 3/8 inch drill bit to drill the outside of the circle. That way I can just use the jigsaw to cut these out. I'm just going to use that same circle jig that with a different hole that's going to give me a 9 3/4 inch round, and that's about the diameter of the opening of my dust collector where the flange is. Hopefully that makes sense. On my particular dust collector, I've got these little things that you see me pointing to here, and that's just for a rod that goes inside the bag to kind of hold the bag up. So I just need to take a rasp here and make a little spot for that to make it fit. This is one of my favorite little tricks that I've seen people do on YouTube, using just some painter's tape on either side of the piece of wood you're wanting to hold down, and then just using some CA glue and some activator. Here I'm using some Starbond CA glue that I've got a coupon code if you check down in the description for.
All right, so I don't have the most perfect gap around here, so there's some spots that are small, some parts that are good. So I need to silicone that up to get an airtight seal, but I don't want to, some of the gaps are a little too big. So what I've got is, when I built my teardrop, I have this butyl tape that it's sticky, so I'm just taking it and I'm rolling it up, and I don't have any weather stripping. That would be the other option, would be weather stripping, but I think this will work. It's sticky, and I'm just putting it in here just to kind of fill in the gaps so that the silicone, doesn't just fall all the way through. At least this, being it sticky and I'm pushing it up in the gap, it'll stay wedged in there, and then the silicone will just fill up the voids. Okay, and then this is pretty good, so you'll be able to do that. So now what I want to do is I want to put some screws into the side here, and then after that I'll do some silicone here.
Look how easy these come up. Do you see why I love this little trick so much? To seal this gap up, I'm just using regular DAP window and trim caulk here. It's clear, it's white now, but it'll dry clear, but nobody will ever be able to see it.
Alright, so we got one slight problem here. So this has got to be notched out. So probably looks like maybe only an inch. So let's get this on here, and then we'll just trace this. I'll take a little bit off, and then keep going. But yep, let's get that done.
So again, I'm just using some of that same silicone to get a good seal here, and then I'm just going to use a series of screws to hold this thing down, and just pre-drilling just to make sure there's no cracking or anything. The big thing is you just want this thing sealed up really well to keep the air from leaking out. So these are the little metal fasteners that come with the kit. There's a set of big ones and a set of small ones, and it also comes with these little tabs, and I just bent them to a 90-degree angle here and screwed them with the supplied screws. And then after I get all four done, I'll just come back and I'll just tighten those screws up, and it just allows you to, take it off if you ever need to. I'm going to be attaching the lid with the supplied, clamps. Again, these are basically the same as the ones on the bottom, but they're just a little bit smaller. You can remove the lid later if you need to access it, or if you need to clean this out. But the filter should last a lifetime.
All right, hopefully you can hear me over this, but wow, that's a lot more suction. Let me get this turned off. Alrighty, I appreciate it. If you're still here, then thank you for watching. I think this is a good upgrade for your dust collector. It really is supposed to work on any of those dust collectors that use that bag. So you might have to just change how you modify this. Again, you saw how I did it. Yours may not need this donut system, but you can adapt it to fit whatever dust collector that you have. I can't wait to put this to use. I can really tell the difference of the suction coming out of it. So anyway, thank you so much. Please like, comment, share, all those great things. They help the channel out. And until next time, I wish you and your family a blessed day. Thank you.